Hi, this is Matt Fulbrook. I've just put out another kind of long form episode over at groundupgovernance.com, and I wanted to give you an excerpt here for anyone who's subscribed to 1 Minute Governance but isn't following along at Ground Up Governance. So have a listen, and if you enjoy, you can catch the whole episode over there and get the transcript and a few other goodies. I hope you enjoy it. Hi, my name is Matt Fulbrook. Today, I want to do a detailed examination or takedown, maybe, of the board evaluation, but we'll get to that in a second. It's been more than a year and more than 50 episodes of 1 Minute Governance since I put out one of these longer form episodes. I don't do many of these because I think I've said this before. These are really hard to make. If you haven't ever written or recorded a podcast or other scripted audio thing, it turns out that the trickiest part is making it sound easy. And I'm not complaining, or at least I'm not only complaining. These episodes are good opportunities for me to get a little silly when some dorky governance topic gets me thinking to the point where I'm feeling irritable. And today's snark builds directly off my last long episode, which was titled, "Why Do Corporate Governance Consultants Mostly Suck?" I've been inspired by what I perceive, probably unfairly, as a notable decline in the quality of the discourse around board effectiveness in the past year or so. I'm probably mostly reacting to the ongoing shitification of LinkedIn, which is the only social medium I use, and is my main point of access to board effectiveness discourse other than in person. And if you're one of the folks who's sharing half-hearted hot takes accompanied by context-free selfies, then I just want to acknowledge it's the algorithm I hate, not you. Get those likes. Anyway, where in my last episode I took aim at governance consulting in general, today I'm zeroing in on what might be the main revenue generator in the governance consulting arsenal, which is board evaluations. I suspect I'm preaching to the choir here. Everyone seems to have a gripe with the way other people approach board evals, so you're probably already nodding along in a bit of anticipation that I'll be validating your opinions, which I might. Let's set the stage. A bit of an update on my journey. As I write this sentence, it is July 14th, 2025. Editors aside, this revision of the script is from August 8th, 2025, but that previous sentence is still untouched in the past 3 weeks. Did I mention that making these episodes is hard? Anyway, that means it's been about 20 years since I first worked on a board evaluation. I've been self-employed for more than 4 years since I left my role at the University of Toronto, although I'm currently sort of looking for a job, which is neither here nor there, unless you have some cool ideas about what I should be doing with my life, or an opportunity you think might be interesting. Anyway, those 4 years of self-employment have been amazing for a lot of reasons, but the greatest gift has been having the space and freedom to loosen my grip on the conventional thinking about my line of work. To put it another way, I've started gleefully embracing doubt. Some of that doubt originated in my realization that board evaluations, such as they are pretty awful. And let me tell you, I've worked really hard for years on making my surveys and interviews as smart and customized and relevant as possible, each one better than the last. And still, the ROI for me and my clients was embarrassingly small. But I think I'm onto something that really works. Let me summarize, just to give you a sense of where we're going, and then we'll dive in, including my usual musical allegory stuff. Here's the summary. First, a significant majority of the time and effort of a typical board evaluation is to gather data on how boards have done things in the past. Nobody needs that. Boards already know where they want to improve without you needing to do any research. Besides, you and I can already guess with a high degree of accuracy what problems a board wants to work on without knowing anything about them. Measuring the past should be less than 5% of the project. Second, at least half of your time and effort in a board evaluation should be designing interventions that will likely help this client to get better. Third, you can't design those interventions without learning about the people in the room and what types of recommendations they're likely to embrace and carry out. Fourth, unless you studied survey design, you're probably really bad at survey design and also bad at analyzing the results. get some help or ditch the survey altogether. And fifth, consider working hands-on with your client to model the behaviors you hope they will adopt. Don't expect them to just read your report and magically understand how to do what you're asking them to do. If any of that sounds interesting to you and you want to know more about the why and how of the whole thing, then this episode is for you. If not, this is a really great point to bail. Thanks for taking a second to check it out. Again, you can catch the whole episode over at groundupgovernance.com for free. You don't even need to subscribe, although you can if you like. Thanks for listening.